Word. Spread the word. The word.
Tonight on The Word, we've got Hollywood's hottest new starlet, Michelle Burke. We've got showbiz megastar Craig Charles. We've got saucy film with Shannon Doherty. Daddy meets teen dream Leonardo DiCaprio. Plus Bogle House from Reel to Reel and acid jazz from Mother Earth.
The word.
Yes. Thank you very, very much. Welcome to The Word. Now, last week we had all the acts of random kindness. This week we have a very special band. They are, in fact, the meanest metal mothers on the planet. They're called Sepultura. Behind us, caged up, are there the worst metal fans in the world, the Sepultura fans. Yeah. We'll be hearing more from them later. A bit of raw meat for them. Hey, nil points for originality there, so we got them later on.
Yeah, you tough luck, guys. You're going to have to stand there a little bit longer because opening our box up to like... Oh, why do I do this show? Why do I do this show?
Craig Charles broke into showbiz as a teenage scally in the alley street poet, but he went galactic with BBC Two's sci-fi comedy series Red Dwarf. It's just completed its 6th series and was also one of the biggest selling videos of last year. Craig modestly calls himself the man, the myth, the legend. We'll soon find out about that. Welcome to The Word, Craig.
Probably the best band working out of England today. Mother Earth, acid jazz, great label. Just thought I'd share that with you.
You've just been signed to them, haven't you? But you wouldn't be biased, right? Now, listen, talking about your illustrious career here, and by the way, you know, we're not going to get into one of those scouse mank things tonight.
No, I was going to say that's my second favourite song. My favourite song of all time is We Hate Man U and We Hate Man U. We are the Man U haters!
But we're not talking about that tonight, are we?
Not tonight, not tonight.
Right. Listen, Red Dwarf is really popular. I mean, it gets absolutely massive viewing figures.
Yes,
and it never gets all the. It's never had the lavish kind of praise and press that something like Absolutely Fabulous gets. I mean, why is that?
We weren't even invited to the Comedy Awards. The most watched show on BBC Two, and we weren't even invited to the Comedy Awards. They kind of ignore us a lot. The first ever review of Red Dwarf was, I can remember this word for word. This is the voyage of the starship Red Dwarf. Its mission to boldly go where many comedies have gone before, up its own arse. Very at home in this part of the television anatomy as Craig Charles. Where is he from? Is he from a distant planet called Rental Liverpudlian? Or was he spontaneously generated by a TV screen? No matter, Charles and this series are heading for a sticky end.
Ah, yes, but you see...
That was 6 series ago.
You think you're cute and you think you're cheeky, which is very good, really.
I get a lot of that. I mean, you know, you get called handsome, Terry.
Do I?
I'm gonna kiss you later. But you get called handsome. I get called cute.
Cheeky as well.
Yeah, amiable munchkin. I'm not that cheeky.
I'm only kidding. But Red Dwarf, it's got this kind of big cult following, and they have, like, Red Dwarf conventions, don't they? Do you ever turn up to those?
Well, not to the ones in England, but I've been to a few times in America, because we got out to 40 states in America. We've got, like, millions of views over there as well, which is a bit weird. So I went to, like, Indianapolis quite recently. And, like, I tell you, you know, you're there for 2 weeks, and, like, they're all big people in the Midwest, you know. After about 2 weeks, you start fancying any woman that's less than £500. You know what I mean? Because they're all very, very big people, you know? So, I mean, it's great. I mean, you get a lot of psychos, though, you know, they all look like they just kill their parents, you know? And they've got, like, those thick glasses, and you can tell you live in a basement, you know, watching Red Dwarf reruns and eating potato chips. And I had about 5 of them, 5 gigantic people, parked outside my hotel room for 2 weeks, following me around, you know, has anyone seen my camel? You know, really gone.
But, I mean, you have done loads and loads of different things. You know, you've done your poetry, you've done stand-up comedy, you've done acting, you know, on stage as well as on, you know, TV plays and things like Red Dwarf.
Yeah.
Why is it that, in some ways, the sort of persona of Craig Charles, cute cheeky chappie from Liverpool, always seems to eclipse what you've done?
I don't know. It's like, I think it's because, you know, coming from the north, I mean, you probably get this as well, because, I mean, I've read your press tell.
You love this.
See, coming from Liverpool, one of the things they like to do is call you a professional scouser. It's like, you can't be anything other than the region you're from in, like, a lot of this southern kind of... Because the media's very southern-based, you know. And if you're, like, you know, successful and you're from the north, and you're a professional and you're from the north, you're a professional scouser, they like to put it down. It's all regionalism, tell.
But all I'm annoyed about is the fact that he got the Mushy Peas advert and not me. Which is true. That's a subject for... I'll be ringing up my agent
Well, you are
afterwards and
kind of
asking
mushy
why.
pea-like. You know, you could have played the pea itself, couldn't you?
Listen, no, seriously. Nothing there, look. No, seriously, I really do think that it's not what you know, it's who you know. And our Hufty's actually been in Los Angeles this week, meeting some people who really prove that. Have a look at this.
I'm here in Hollywood, home of the stars and all those great acting dynasties. The Barrymores, the Fondas and the Arquettes. Acting talent handed down from generation to generation. But nowadays it seems like anyone in the family can join in on the act. We are family. There's the Sheen clan, the Douglas dynasty and the Baldwin boys. But if you can't afford a real name for your movie, you can always settle for a surname.
I've always been very proud of my big brother. He was my idol growing up. I mean, when we were little and he played Tarzan, I was Boy or Cheetah.
Being Martin Sheen's brother or whatever really has never helped me.
I did everything. I was an extra, and then I did photo double work for my brother. And then, you know, once I was doing the photo double and standing in, it was like, well, how can I get some more money?
I think at times it's more of a hindrance, you know, because they said, oh, well, we know him, he's, you know, John's brother.
So when someone else crops up, they think all of a sudden, because the first person made it, that you just appeared out of nowhere, and that's not the case.
You're starting to look like a pro.
Names make a big difference in Hollywood. Big difference. Many producers, writers, directors will say, oh, well, that's so-and-so's sister or so-and-so's brother.
Star names are so vital in Hollywood that the celebrity siblings regularly top the bill in low-budget turkeys like Da Vinci's War and L.A. Goddard.
This movie is not happening.
Joey Travolta alone has put his name to 22 straight-onto-video specials. And interest in Eddie Murphy's brother Charlie led the makers of CB4 to recut their trailer to include him.
Yeah!
Do you want megastardom,
No.
or you want to be taken
Fuck
seriously?
that, no. I just want to make films, make money. I would not trade places with him. I'd take some of the cash. I just keep seeing that face. Those eyes.
Did you ever think that you wanted to do roles like Martin or anything like that?
I never thought in that respect. I thought I want to work,
Yeah.
you know, as an actor, and there's no small parts, you know, there's only small paychecks. Is this in the script?
Fed up with the small checks, Frank Stallone is concentrating on rock and roll and leaving the acting to Brother Sly. Did you want to do the same kind of roles as Sylvester, you know, like action roles and stuff like that? Or?
Well, you know what? I thought he really had that thing kind of locked up. He does that really well, and that's what he does.
Frank! Frank!
I'm working on a new album now. I have a really good band. I have a few of the guys from the Cars, the group The Cars, and kind of getting back to what I originally started out doing. It's somewhat acoustic, but has a good edge to it.
I'm impressed.
Frank knows surnames don't guarantee stardom.
In some cases, it guarantees a big, huge flop. When they're comparing you so much to a sibling, there's no way you can get ahead, even if you do have a lot of talent.
But this isn't stopping Patrick Swayze's brother, Donald.
Do I feel resentment? No. I mean, that sibling rivalry thing, not really. No, I've been his little brother since I can remember. And
Small ain't the word for you, pal.
I want the roles to get better and better. I want to keep working on better films. And get to a point where people don't assume that I'm riding on Big Brother's coattails.
So Don Swayze's name on a film? You bet. You know, I mean, because Don Swayze can carry a film.
But not even Don could carry Beach Babes from Beyond.
This trip was exactly what I needed to clear my head and to recharge my space probe.
This cheesy porno beach party movie in which 3 space babes come to California for a bikini contest teamed Swayze with budget surnames Estevez and Travolta and went straight onto video.
I did it for the money.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, I needed some dough and I did it for the money.
I never saw the movie.
Cut.
He might not want to talk about it, but at least he got to work with a Stallone, Jackie Stallone.
The word.
My problem is, I'm the sad relative in our family, though. I'm the sad
I can
one.
believe that.
It is. Everyone else is doing so much better than I am.
You got to see. I mean, because I was thinking the only way anyone in our family would be cashing in on me is like signing on under my name. 4 different places.
Now, my brother starred in it. My brother did a film called The Fruit Machine, so he's kind of doing movies and so he's only 21 as well.
And is he handsome?
And he's handsome.
Rather than cute.
He's handsome. He always gets handsome Emile Charles. I get cute Craig.
But you get to come on the word. Listen, as you know, a lot of people say, you know, despite the word, you know, never pretend to be anything other than a top entertainment show, we do get criticised for trivialising various subjects. So we're going to change that tonight by introducing a little bit of lively political debates into your lives. Take a look at this with our mark in Southport.
I'm in Southport at the opening night ball of the Young Conservatives Conference. What we'd originally planned to do, we've had a few hiccups, but hopefully within the next couple of minutes we will be able to sort everything out, was bring a team of miners from the Stillingfleet Colliery in Yorkshire and a team of Conservatives from Cambridge to come and battle it out, in a very friendly way, of course, a bit of a lark. But within the last 4 or 5 hours, we've had people having to come out of the hotel and make burping noises. As well as that, the Young Conservatives have apparently had pressure put on them by central office of the Conservative Party, and most of the original team have had to pull out for some reason, I don't know why. Apart from that, Lord Forte, apparently, I don't know if it's true, but there's been a rumour going around the hotel that Lord Forte himself, who owns the whole Forte group, has been putting pressure on to stop this event. And on top of that, within the last 10 or 15 minutes, there's been some sort of fire alarm. We're not sure if it's a fire alarm or a bomb alert, and everyone's had to be evacuated out of the hotel, as you can see. And we don't know what's going on, really, but we're going to try and carry on with the game. Let's see the team that we originally had planned, although obviously only a few of these members may still be existent. Cambridge University Conservative Association is where the Greenhorn Blues are groomed for their colourful futures as cabinet ministers. Indeed, 8 of the present cabinet started their careers in this particular university club. They think they're headed for the top, but let's see how they do when Daddy's not around to pick up the pieces. Tally-ho, chaps. Well, that was the team you could have had, and it looks like we have got another team coupled together. We've finally been allowed to make it into the hotel, and the Young Conservatives here have been having a fantastic time, haven't you? They've all been... For some reason, they've all been singing Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, which apparently is some sort of anthem. But that was the team you could have had. Let's meet the team we have got. So come down. Come down, the Young Conservatives over there. Very proud of themselves. Your name? What's your name?
Marcus!
You're Marcus. Are you the leader?
I'm the leader.
You're the captain of this. Who are the original team members that we had? Hello, what's your name?
Richard from Scotland, you know.
OK, what happened to the other team members?
What other team members? There's plenty of us behind us. We're going to show these miners a thing or two.
OK, well, if you all go and take your positions, does anyone know what happened to the original team members?
I've got no idea, but we're here and we're going to be better than they are.
OK, well, we'll put that to the test.
Cheers.
So, you go on then, all go over and take your positions. Go. All right, I'll shake you. OK, all right, yeah, let's get this out of the way. I'm really not that interested in shaking a load of Young Conservatives' hands, but there you go. You've met the majors, let's now meet the miners. When the Tories came to power 15 years ago, there were 72 working collieries in Yorkshire. Now, only 12 remain. One of the fortunate few still open is Stillingfleet near Selby. It employs 549 men and women, some of whom are carrying on a mining tradition that goes back 4 generations. Who knows what the future holds for them, but these lads are ready and willing to take on the present. Good luck, boys. OK, so miners, come on down. Come on down. Great. All right, Nick. An act of defiance on behalf of the miners there. Didn't even shake my hand, just did a Gorilla Grape impression. And who are you? You're the leader.
I'm Russell, hi.
Russell, hi. I should imagine today's going to be a bit of a grudge match for you.
Well, not really, like, it's all a bit of fun, isn't it?
Just a bit of fun, that's good. That's what we want. We want a nice, clean contest. I know everyone in the audience are Young Conservatives, but I want you to give equal support for both sides, and I'm sure you're going to, aren't you? So, Russell, come over with me. The The first game, the first round this evening, it's just going to be a traditional old arm wrestling match. So if you two can take your positions, there's 5 points in it for the winner. Less of the language, if you could. Okay, so on this side, obviously the minors. On this side, obviously the majors. You could move that out of the way. She's probably a little bit in the way there. So, ready? You both ready? You both ready? Okay, go. It's a hard battle. It's a hard battle, but the minors do seem to be in the lead. Yes. Well done. The first round to the minors. Not a popular choice in this particular venue. I don't know why. Let's quickly look at the scoreboard, but it's quite obvious. It's what we do on game shows. 5 points to the minors, and so far, the majors, sod all. See you later on.
Listen. Could I just actually say that it is a shame that a lot of the Cambridge University Conservative Association members pulled out, unlike a lot of Tory cabinet ministers.
I actually went to a party with those guys, you know, one time. And it's like they're the most boring people in the world. You know, they all kind of dance to records of the speeches of Winston Churchill. You know,
that's all right. They all sample.
They all look like the victim of forceps delivery, actual living proof of what happens when cousins make love. Do you know what I mean?
He's biased, though.
No politics involved.
You're biased. I mean, Winston made this country what it is.
Absolutely marvellous.
We're getting into one dead, won't we? Listen, we've got time for a bit of gossip now. Have a quick look at this. Bit of music.
Gossip. Look back in anguish. Suede were voted best band at last week's NME's Brat Award ceremony.
Thanks for everything, and see you later.
Their masses of fans are eagerly awaiting the release of their new single, Stay Together. But Suede has always had a following. Well, of sorts. Here's Brett Anderson and his androgynous popsters playing an early gig in 1990 at a London University Christmas ball. The sound's a little ragged, but the performance is vintage Suede. Still with the band then was Justine Frischmann, now of Elastica. Not with the band that night was an audience.
Thanks so much.
Spread the word. The word.
Welcome back to The Word. Still to come tonight, American Teen Dream, Leonardo DiCaprio. And what these ferocious beasts are waiting for is, in fact, 3 minutes of metal mayhem from Brazilian rocker Sepultura.
She's Michelle Burke and she's heading for the top fast. Just 3 months after hitting Hollywood, Michelle starred in Dazed and Confused, her first film. Her next job was as a glamour-plus alien in Coneheads opposite funny man Dan Aykroyd. Michelle's just co-starred with Charlie Sheen in Major League 2. She's cute, she's sassy, and she's hungry for stardom. Welcome to The Word, Michelle.
Lovely to meet you, Michelle. Fantastic. Meet Craig, otherwise he'll feel left out.
I was pulling faces behind your back then, and you caught me.
He'll feel dead left out, you know. But listen, is this true about you being discovered in a restaurant toilet? You call it a restroom, don't you?
Yeah, we call it a restroom. Yeah, it's a place called Barney's Beanery in Hollywood. I was just out to play a game of pool. I don't know if you guys... Do you guys do that here? Play pool?
Yeah.
What about bowling? Do you bowl? Yeah. Great. And I was playing pool one night and met my manager in the bathroom just talking about her jacket. We just started talking and she asked me if I was an actress and I said yeah, and she had me come in and read for her the next day, and a couple of days later she brought me to my agents, and then next thing I know I'm working on Dazed and Confused.
Now, is it true? I mean, Dazed and Confused is a movie that's coming out over here soon on video, and there's also another movie that you're in.
Actually, it's coming out in the theatres now.
Oh, right, it's going around the theatres. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. But I did read that you originally you'd only been in Los Angeles 3 weeks. You left your hometown of Defiance, Ohio.
Defiance, Ohio, yeah.
I mean, what's that like, Defiance, Ohio?
Defiance is about probably a lot like Liverpool.
Oh,
Just cosmopolitan.
Do you have one of those population things where it says Defiance population?
Well, it says welcome to Defiance.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's the population?
12,000.
Big town.
It's small.
Big
farming, you know, cows and And potatoes and corn, all that.
Was it somewhere you wanted to escape from?
What, Defiance?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I go there to escape all the time, you know.
No, I mean, did you go to Los Angeles to escape from Defiance?
Oh, God, yes. Yeah, yeah. Both, you know. Now that I'm in Los Angeles, I escape from that zoo and go home. But, yeah, I guess I did go to Los Angeles to escape, sort of.
Now, are you part of this kind of new, young, fast Hollywood set? You know, I mean, obviously, people now think of, like, River Phoenix and the kind of people that he hung around with.
Well, yeah, I guess you could say, yeah. I mean, I hang out with a lot of the young actors in Hollywood, and
I mean, are they kind of hard drinking? Do you know what I mean? Hard drinking, partying type of people.
That's kind of a stupid question.
Is it? Oh, because they are. In other words. You're telling me nothing. Stupid answer there. Yeah, give us a stupid answer.
No, it's not just because they are. No, it's just they're very careful, and that's what's important, right?
And are you a good girl?
Why am I always asked this question? Do I look like a good girl? Is this the thing?
I think you do, yeah. I think he's cute and cheeky. You look pure and innocent, especially with, like, the Virgin Mary medal on.
He's on his knees now.
Fantastic. Hey, I do that to all. That was the only way I could ever get a woman to come out with me in the past. So, I mean, like, in Hollywood, are those the kind of roles that they're giving you, kind of very wholesome sort of roles?
Yeah, that seems to be the case so far. But I'm ready to play something more meaty, something that has a little bit more substance to it. Not necessarily nasty.
But I'm sure you will. Listen, we've got to go over to Southport now, and our political correspondent, Mark Lamar. Mark.
Yes, welcome back to Southport. I don't know if you heard earlier on, but we've had terrible troubles here today at the Young Conservatives Conference because there was a fire alert just before we went on air and everyone had to be evacuated out of the building. Sadly, they've all been let back in, so we've got to continue now. Earlier on, we had a test of strength between the two teams, the Miners from the Stillingfleet Colliery and Young Conservatives from all over the country. I'm not quite sure where some of them are from because a lot of them were brought in right at the last minute. And earlier on, as I said, we had a battle of strength, and no surprise there, the Miners won. The score at the moment is -5 and Tories 0. But obviously there wouldn't be any real complete battle without a test of strength of mind. Not just strength of arm, strength of mind. And so what we're going to do now is pit the teams against each other. Each team member, if you could be quiet over there, I'll have to kill you. Each team member has been given a very pertinent political phrase which he has to convey to his opposite number without actually using the words involved. So here we go. First of all, we'll start off with the Tories because they're lagging far behind. And you've got a minute starting from now.
Ginger Balding, I'd be stupid. Led the Miners to defeat.
Scargill. Scargill, well done.
Right. Okay, this is something that's paid to the unemployed. They basically, they don't get any, they don't have to do any work for it. Yeah, that's it.
Joe, check well on.
Burden on taxpayers. Breakup of nuclear family. Irresponsible parents.
Single mother. Well done, well done. That's 3 points. Or 15 points, sorry.
This is something we should have scrapped ages ago. Basically, it's a system for providing social security. We should have scrapped it by now.
Oh, welfare state. Oh, well done. 20 points.
Prevent excellence. Kids learn bad habits. Joyriding.
Oh, that's just got to
Oh, no, sorry, timer. What was it?
Comprehensive schools.
Comprehensive school. You were getting very excited there, weren't you?
I certainly was.
There you go. It's only nerves, but 20 points there for the Tories, so a bit of a cheer for them, I think. And let's go and have a quick look at the scoreboards. Sadly, the scoreboards have been mucked up a little bit because that was the Tories we just did. So what you should have put up, we should have left that as it was because the Miners have done nothing yet, and you should have put up 20 points for the Tories, but that fell apart completely. So we'll go over to the Miners and see how they're going to compete in this, and it's all getting a bit angry between the two teams now, isn't it? No, it's not. I thought it was, but it's not. So you've got a minute starting from now.
He's got grey hair, it's useless. But against.
Yes. Well done. 5 points.
When the Tories sent their kids...
Public school. Public school. Public school, well done. I think you knew that already, where the Tories send their kids. Public school.
What destroyed the colours industry? Paying a fortune for bits of paper.
Come on, boys!
Not doing very well.
Selling us what we already own. Conservatives.
No, I'm sorry you got that wrong. It was actually privatisation.
It's dangerous, it's mutant make, it's radioactive, it glows in the dark.
Nuclear fuel, well done.
It's a licence to have affairs with your aunt.
No, Oh, so what's that, 15 points, am I right? 15 points, that was actually back to basics, that last one. So, at the moment, the scores are all over the place. I wish I knew what the scores were. No, they had 5, didn't they, earlier on? And then they scored 15. Now, to me, that's 20. And how did they get 35? They scored 20, and the woman's been putting up... These two are on backhanders. What's going on here? 20 plus 0 is 20, as far as I'm concerned. Wow, it's all going horrifically wrong, but I'm sure it can get worse. Danny.
Well, if you're wondering what is in this box... Animals, complete and utter animals. If you're wondering what's in this box, it is, in fact, the most sought-after piece of TV memorabilia in Britain, the Hopefuls badge. And if you'd like to try and win it, all you have to do is write to this address, Assistance, the Hopefuls, P.O. Box 2781, London E14, and must be prepared to do absolutely anything. But as far as I'm concerned, the Hopefuls get sicker and sicker each week. So have a look at this deeply talented young man.
Welcome to the Hopefuls, people who say they'd do anything to get on television. Meet Chris Caldwell, a 25-year-old shop supervisor from Bridgend in South Wales. Chris's ambition is to sing live on the Word, but we supplied him with a mouth-watering, hopeful treat. A bowl full of juicy worms to stick in his sandwich. You can't wriggle out of this one, Chris. Welcome, Chris. You're a star. Oh, it wasn't cruel to the worms, by the way. Disgusting, though. Fancy using white bread. We'll be back after the break with Shannon Doherty. See you then.
Spread the word. Spread the word.
Welcome back to Word. Still with me, of course, on the couch, the gorgeous, delectable, lovely Michelle Burt, who's leaving this country tomorrow, and of course Craig Charles, who is cheeky. It's cheeky and cute. I think he needs no introduction, really.
We've worn that gag out now.
No, it's not a gag. I want to keep reminding people and get that fixed in their mind. And still to go before, actually, when you did see the guy Chris eat the worms. A serious point to make, though. We did ring up the RSPCA, and apparently that seriously isn't cruel to worms, and I think he only swallowed a little mouthful. And philosophically, nature will balance it out, because I'm sure one day the worms will be eating Chris, as they will be eating all of us. Still later on in the show, we will be releasing Sepultura from the cage, the Sepultura fans from the cage over there. Ooh. And we've also got Shannon Doherty of Beverly Hills 90210 in what you could probably call Beverly Hills 0898 90210. But first, our Danny meeting with you're going to see our Danny now meeting with a guy in Los Angeles, a 17-year-old who's, well, tipped hotly for an Oscar nomination this year. Have a look at this.
Italian-Americans are the godfathers of Hollywood. There's Pacino, De Niro, and now DiCaprio. He might look like a beach bum, but little Leonardo went 10 rounds with De Niro for his first film. And he's being tipped for an Oscar for his second.
How did you feel when you first found out you're going to be working with Robert De Niro?
I flipped out, and I was on the set of the series that I was doing, and I just went, my arms up in the air screaming, I got the part, yeah.
Playing a troubled teenager taken in hand by an evil stepdad, this boy's life catapulted little Leo from sitcom to top Hollywood billing.
We're gonna make a man of you yet.
You left the lid off the damn toothpaste again.
It's not fair!
This is my house, and I get to say about the toothpaste.
He's very much into the method acting technique. Did he ever kind of treat you badly off screen due to his
No, I
method
heard a
acting?
lot about that, too. People, warn me, he
Watch
might
out.
be really weird to you off set. He might be, slapping you around. Like, one take he'd be, like, set up sort of like the funny Dwight, and then the menacing Dwight, then the domineering Dwight.
Why the hell don't you ever help me straighten that damn boy out?
Just able to change like that, and he just focused on what he had to do. So I learned a lot.
DiCaprio's following De Niro, but his parents had another Italian master in mind when they named him.
Dope. My mom and my dad were in Italy looking at a painting by Leonardo da Vinci, and they were trying to decide a name for me. And she got this abrupt kicking in her womb for me. I just started kicking her madly. And they were looking at the painting by Leonardo da Vinci, and they said, hey, that should be his name, so...
Top billing in Hollywood has made him hot property in teen magazines.
How do you feel about being a sex symbol, as it were?
Am I a sex symbol?
Well, I guess, I mean, you
Gosh,
know,
wow.
I'm sure you're on a few girlies' walls back home.
I think it's cool, you know? It's cool to have as many fans as possible and have that kind of support. It's not what I'm striving for. I'm not trying to be the sex symbol, which, if it comes naturally, hey, you know, if it comes naturally, I'm going to welcome it. I'm not going to push it away, let's put it that way.
Putting his pin-up status on the line, Leo plays a mentally retarded teenager in the forthcoming What's Eating Gilbert Grape.
This is my part, and I'm calling Teen. I'm 18, and you're not invited.
Arnie, don't be rude.
Oh, it's okay. He's just being honest. I don't mind.
For Gilbert Grape, Lasso wanted to make this, like, not your typical mentally handicapped person. I had to really research on how they actually were. So I met with about 10 of them at this home, and it was pretty long getting the character down, but once I got it down, it was just, like, beautiful, because I could do anything I wanted with the character. He had no limits at all.
There certainly are no limits, judging by his performance alongside Johnny Depp and Juliette Lewis, but this boy's keeping his feet on the ground.
Just try and focus on being a regular guy and get priorities other than acting, you know what I mean? Still keeping that in mind, but just concentrating on being Leo.
The Word.
Going to be a big star in the future, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Let me just try and pull this smile back onto my face. No, it's not happening. I'm at the Young Conservatives Conference in Southport tonight. And what we originally wanted was a bit of a battle between the Conservatives, because we thought, if you read the papers... I hate that woman. I really do despise this woman. What we thought was the Conservatives were on the ropes, if you believe the papers, and the... Excuse me. And the miners have been on the ropes for the last 15 years, if you believe what you read. Please, will you take your hand from out of my anus? Thank you very much. But so far, all it seemed is that everyone in the room is trying to make my job as hard as possible. We've had some contests so far. Let's just see what the scores are. The Tories are on 20 points and the Miners also on 20 points. But our final round, ballot boxing, is the one where we're really going to see how the dirty tricks turn out with the two teams. Excuse me. Members of each team are going to be put onto the poll there, and as soon as one's knocked off, another one joins. Whoever gets the most wins, obviously, because it's 20-20 at the moment. 5 points for each member to hit the floor. So, take it away. Oh, and there's a miner nearly down, but he can't get him. Oh, he still hasn't hit the floor. Fantastic, quick, another miner up there. Oh, someone else pushed the Tory off, but that's fair enough. All's fair in love, war and politics. It's 5 points each. 5 points each, go on. Oh, he just fell off on his own. A Tory fell off on his own, and he's still beating him around the head. 10 points to the Miners, 5 points to the Tories. Get up as quick as you can. Straight down, I think we have a champion. 15 points to the Miners, 5 points to the Tories. Let's face it, you're not going to stay on there, are you, mate? Come on, another Tory up. Come on, quick as you can, This man's fantastic, look at the bitterness on his face. But this is going to be a hard fought-out one. 15 points still to the Miners, 5 points to the Tories. Oh, it looks like it could well be 10 points to the Tories. He's doing it no-handed, the cockiest miner in the whole of Britain. I just think we'll leave it there. I think we'll leave it there. That's the end of that competition. I'll let it go. So, if you could put the points up, please. 15 points to the Miners, 10 points to the Tories. 15 points to the Miners, 10 to the Tories. Let's go and have a quick look at the scores. Right, well, you've done well this time. It's like the generation game with a scoreboard here. You're absolutely right. That is 35 there. That's not at all right, is it? They had 20, they scored 10, was it? So that will be 30. So, the Miners have won. We've seen exactly who's best fit to lead Britain into the next millennium. But let's just make sure there's no hard feelings in the crowd there. Excuse me, you're... Captain,
Yes.
how do you feel about tours now? Do you feel you've bonded with them a little bit?
Oh,
It's gonna be the end of
they got their
Carnival.
just deserves, didn't they?
They did get their just deserves.
Got their
because you
just
won.
deserves.
It's only fair to say that because they did won.
Just deserves against Gold.
But do you like them as people now? You've mingled with them a little bit?
Oh, they're superb, aren't they?
They're sorry?
They're brilliant. They're brilliant.
They're
lads.
brilliant. Okay, and very nice word there. From,
Especially that one in the red. Who I picked up.
Right, okay. Just got it back down to the old filth level we're so fond of. And how about you? Have you met any miners?
No.
Oh, okay. You don't mingle with those sort of people.
No.
Okay, well, I think we have a fair conclusion there. It's the end of this part of the show, and it's also probably the end of my career, but thank you so much for giving me the chance. Good night.
Oh, no, this is a teacher at school. Yes? Yeah, that's for sure for weeks.
Terry!
Oh, oops. Oh, right, yes. Listen. No. What's happening? What's your mother? Oh, dear. I'm having a bit of a hard time. Thank you very much for coming in, Michelle. You've been a delight. Thank you very much, Craig. Time to release the bats, as they say. Danny.
Well, don't you dare go and see next week's show, because we got Snoop Doggy Dogg live in the studio and every superstar's nemesis, Rod Hull and Emu. But I think now is the time, everybody, we let this mob who've been patiently waiting in this cage all night to see... Calm down. Let him... I'm going to let him out. You ready? You ready?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready? Oh, get out of here.